Hey, it's Josh, co-founder of Client Alchemist, and first I want to say thanks for picking up a copy of the book. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you're going through it. And I'm shooting this video as a little book extra on how to play around with the targeting and creating an audience inside of Facebook. Now, I'm in the Facebook Ads Manager. If you simply go to facebook.com/ads/manager, you'll get to something that looks about like this. To play around with targeting and audience options, what I would recommend you do is right up here in the top left, click on the Ads Manager, and then select Audiences. Now, it may show up over here, okay? It may not show up in the frequently used if you haven't used it yet. So you might see it here, you might see it over here. Either way, it's going to take you to the right place. When we click on this, it will open a window that will allow us to play around with targeting options and will allow us to save an audience that we can use later. Okay, so we click on that. It'll bring us to a page that looks somewhat similar to this. It may not look exact, but you'll certainly have a blue drop-down menu just like this. And we want to click on that and click Saved Audience. And here's where you can start playing around. So the first thing you're going to want to do is enter your geographic area, right? If you're following along with the book, step one is identifying your audience, okay? So is it a specific zip code or zip codes? Is it a specific city or town? What is your geographic target area? So for this, I'll just enter in my own zip code. So we've selected that. Now we've got a potential reach right here of 19,000 without any additional criteria. Now, if you were running, for example, the seller offer that we recommend and help our pro members implement, what I would recommend as your next level of criteria would be homeowners. So people that live in a particular zip code who also own a home. And we can play around with that in the detailed targeting right here. Notice it's populated by default for me here, but it may not be the case for you. You may actually have to type in the word homeowners here. But we're looking for homeowners, and then in gray, demographics. That's what we're looking for, homeowners and demographics. And notice when I select that, it narrows down my potential reach from 19,000 to 12,000. In many cases, that will be enough to get started. That will be a good place to start, and you won't have to narrow any further. As we outline in the book, we recommend a potential reach of between 10 and 50,000. If you're in a very rural or lightly populated area, maybe down to 5,000 as a potential reach, but somewhere in that neighborhood. Now, if I were to create an audience to run one of our buyer offers. For example, this is another thing that we help our pro members implement. Maybe we're offering the price reduced offer or a free foreclosure list or a free list of waterfront properties or free list of new construction homes. Well, then I would probably want to expand this out and not just hit the existing homeowners, though I would want to run it to them. I would add in things like likely to move, first-time home buyer. I would add in things like Zillow. That means Facebook has noticed that this person has been on Zillow. That shows an intent of interest in real estate. I'd enter Trulia and Homes.com and Realtor.com. I'd select interests like house hunting, buy a house, new home, my first home. I'd add in any of these that I thought would make sense and would indicate a potential interest in real estate. And by doing so, I've gone from 12 to 16,000. Okay. Now, in any of these cases, let's say I just wanted to save the homeowner list. So let me go. I'll go back up here. We'll deselect all of this, and we're just going to do homeowners. And I wanted to save this. Right here, I can just say 17025 homeowners. and then I can create the audience. Now, let's say I wanted to create a separate audience that included all those others that I selected. Well, I can just click on this. I can click Actions and Edit, and then I can go back and I can add all of those other interests and demographic data, interest and demographic information. Okay, so just keep adding these. And we're back up to 16,000 again. What I can do is I can save as new, and then what I like to do is I just put homeowners plus. Okay, so that's how you can play around with that, play around with target audiences. One other thing I'll show you is, let's go ahead, we'll click this and we'll edit. If you're in a densely populated area, okay, let's actually do this. Let's choose a couple of different zip codes that will give us a little bit larger audience, okay? There are many other targeting options and ways to create very specific audiences. So you see here, for these two zip codes, I've got a potential reach of 47,000 if I do homeowners. But I can narrow down the audience. Let's say that I only want to target people who own a home and also have an income of 100,000 plus, at least according to the data that Facebook has. Well, I can type in income here. Notice, let me just take a step back here. I would click on narrow audience right here. And then I can type in things like income, and then I can select, let's say, 150, 250 over, Okay, so now I've got an audience of people who own a home and also have an income of over 100,000. It took it from 47,000 to 11,000. That's a little small, so maybe I want to add in down to 75,000. Let's see what happens. 21,000. Maybe I want to go all the way down to 50,000. Okay, there you go, and we've got then an audience of 35,000. I just wanted to show you what's possible. For many of you, you don't have to do this narrowing down to the extent that I just showed you, but I did want to make you aware of what's possible. And there are lots of other ways to narrow down audiences as well. Net worth, even home value. So let's say I only wanted to target homeowners that, at least according to Facebook data, have a home value of 100,000 plus. Well, I can go in and I can select all of these value ranges up to, so I didn't include under 100,000, and it's got 34,000. Okay, maybe I just want 200,000 plus, and that still gave me a 19,000. Okay, so just wanted to shoot this video to show you what's possible. Now, if you haven't already done so, I would highly recommend you also go through the bonus training web class that was included with the book when you purchased it. I would highly recommend you check that out. If you don't know where to find a link to that, you should have received an email with that information, but you can also email support@clientalchemist.com. That's support@clientalchemist.com. If you need any other help, if you have any other questions, let us know. We're here to help you. Thanks, and take care. Talk soon.